ugly.
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster. And yesterday, we talked about this interview here from the actress Tati Gabrielle, the lead actress in the Naughty Dog game Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet.
So yeah, and I feel like those same people that were hating are gonna play that game, and guess what? They're gonna love it. So...
I don't think so, homeboy.
Now, this was the first that we had heard from Naughty Dog on the topic of Intergalactic in a long while. After the catastrophic reveal of their game at the Game Awards back in December, it's reasonable to assume that they wanted to keep a fairly low profile with regards to this game as they rethought their marketing strategy, which clearly didn't work. One of the most crucial marketing decisions when making a game is in picking who players get to use as the main character, because we have to look at them in advertisements and for many hours as we play the game. Therefore, it was a bonehead choice to use this bald-headed chick as the main character for Intergalactic. The game looks like shit, and most people agree. Over on the PlayStation YouTube account, the reveal trailer got about 3 million views with a ratio of almost 3 to 1, with about 115,000 likes to 297,000 dislikes. And the official Naughty Dog YouTube account released the trailer as well, and they got 1.7 million views, and once again, the ratio was almost 3 to 1, with 79,000 likes to 204,000 dislikes. Hell, even the descriptive audio version of the trailer that Naughty Dog put out got ratioed. They hit 127,000 views and managed only 3.7 thousand likes to 16,000 dislikes.
I'm f***ing dying here! I'm f***ing dying!
Good. Naughty Dog definitely noticed that we did not receive their new game very well, and they have been fairly radio silent about the project ever since the release trailer up until the past few days. It's no coincidence that this interview that we discussed yesterday came out, and then we are hearing news which suggests that this game is actually going to release possibly as early as 2026. Naughty Dog just posted this here, an announcement for a job opening. Specifically, they're looking for a gameplay capture artist, and the thing is, they'd only be doing this if they were planning on releasing a gameplay trailer soon. The speculation is that a state of play event this fall will feature Intergalactic gameplay. The Tati Gabrielle interview suggests that rather than rethink their marketing strategy, Naughty Dog is just going to double down on everything and attempt to brute force gamers into buying it.
Lose! I don't lose! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
Do you just suck at your job?
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I've begun uploading some content onto Rumble as well, so make sure you follow Dr. Disaster over there. And don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. But alright, let's take a look at the news surrounding this game, Intergalactic, which definitely belongs on that list. This new information comes to us in this article here from comicbook.com. A link will be in the description. The article says, game developer Naughty Dog has an impressive history of hits with everything from Crash Bandicoot up through Uncharted and The Last of Us. That means all eyes have been on the studio's latest project, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. The game's first trailer debuted at the Game Awards 2024 and has weathered some complicated reactions ever since, and that, my friends, is the understatement of the year. I already showed you how badly the trailer was ratioed everywhere that it was placed. The comments on the trailer were so brutal that Naughty Dog disabled them on their site, but of course, you can always count on these mainstream journalists to use euphemisms to protect their corporate buddies. Anyhow, reading on, it says, but now it looks like we might be about to finally get a second good look at the newest Naughty Dog game since the initial reveal trailer. Naughty Dog hasn't shared a ton of official details about Intergalactic. We do know it's a fresh IP from the developer after years of focusing on big franchises like Uncharted and The Last of Us. We've also got a good idea of who is involved, from creative director Neil Druckmann to actors like Tati Gabrielle, but what players really want to see is gameplay, and it looks like a new gameplay trailer could be in the works, and then they show an image of that tweet where Naughty Dog is advertising an opening for a gameplay capture artist. Down here, it then says, this job listing is for the entire Naughty Dog library, not just Intergalactic. However, that is one of the main projects the studio is working on, plus it's literally the image they use for the job opening ad. But anyhow, so it stands to reason this role would likely work on some gameplay capture for the game, and if that's the case, a new trailer could well be on the way at last. Of course, if Naughty Dog is hiring someone to help get a gameplay trailer together, we'll likely be waiting a little while longer. They need to fill the position, train the new employee, and get the footage cut together. Even so, this job listing could point to imminent plans to finally release a new trailer for Intergalactic, likely featuring gameplay this time. Rumors have recently suggested that Naughty Dog is looking to release Intergalactic in late 2026. If that's the case, getting to work on a new trailer right about now would make sense. The studio no doubt wants to start trying to drum up a bit more positive publicity after somewhat negative reactions to its initial trailer. And there we go again with the euphemisms, trying to make it sound as though the reaction to this shit wasn't simply scathing and pure disgust on the part of the gaming crowd. But I do agree with the take here from the article. I think Naughty Dog will be desperate to change the narrative around this game between now and when it releases, most likely next year. Typically, you don't worry about gameplay trailers unless release is at least somewhat imminent. And frankly, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a little while since a big studio like Naughty Dog has released such a blatantly and unapologetically woke game. Most other studios by now have gotten the memo. They've realized that this sort of shit doesn't sell, and they avoid the culture war stuff as much as possible. Now, as much as I dislike this sort of game, I have to admit that I really enjoy making fun of them. Mockery is kind of my favorite thing in the world. So, the news that Naughty Dog is not only releasing the game in the semi-near future, but that they are essentially doubling down on everything that gamers were rolling their eyes over at in the first place, that news makes me grin a little bit. These idiots are committed to their narrative, it would seem. There hasn't been much news about the game over the last several months, but between the Tati Gabrielle interview, which just dropped, and some other interviews, it really seems like they are just doubling down. A few months ago, we had this interview here where Neil Druckmann said he didn't give a shit, and I mean this literally, but he told people he didn't give a shit about anyone who hated the game. He didn't care what we thought. Also, this article from a few months ago says Naughty Dog was prepping Tati Gabrielle for all the online hate she was going to receive. This, of course, is Naughty Dog positioning themselves as the blameless victims in the mainstream media narrative, despite the fact that they knew damn well what they were doing when they designed their game in this way. They knew that they were picking a fight, and they just didn't care. But that is about all we have heard from the studio ever since the trailer for this game was first revealed, and the thinking has been that maybe, just maybe, Naughty Dog would behave like most of these other studios and ditch the overt wokeness, ditch the combative attitude toward gamers, but apparently not. I think it is no coincidence that we are hearing that they are prepping a gameplay trailer indicating a release date sometime in the next year, and we suddenly see someone speaking substantively about the game in an interview again. They are likely ramping up the media blitzkrieg in an attempt, as I said before, to brute force us into buying their slop. I struggle to imagine that this will work though, but I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of Intergalactic into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.